Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel sesifunde iy'ncwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esuke siyifundile senzela laba abasuke bengenazo isikhathi sokuthi bayifunde iy'ncwadi nalaba abanqenayo ukufunda. Guys, those who like our Zulu content, do not forget to press to subscribe to channel Zulu Books by Ntando Mdletshe so that you can follow our current book there. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngama-shows, senza ama-reviews ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama-shows sesiwabukele kwi-TV. If it's your first time joining us and you really like our content, do not forget to press the subscribe button la ngezansi uphinde upresse i-notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Namhlanje, you guys, I just want to talk about this case ka Reeve and Oscar. Remember, sine a case ka Oscar laphayana who ended up taking the life of who was then his girlfriend, you guys. And of course, after that happened, as to what really happened that night. It was on Valentine's Day, and there was a trial, and obviously Oscar, and he is currently in prison serving his sentence for killing his girlfriend at the time. So now Gunama talks again because apparently he is supposed to be due for a parole, or he's supposed to be able to apply for a parole right now, and that decision will have to be made on whether they feel it's time for him to be released, even though his sentence is not over because he has served over half of his sentence. So that is what is going on right now. There's also a documentary, guys, on Mnet, and I think some of you guys have watched it on Mnet. It's called My Name is Reeve, and it talks a lot about what happened, what's happening with the case. Yeah, Oscar, please check out the documentary, and I'm gonna try and get it and review it after. But right now, there is different newspaper articles that are coming out talking about what's going on with Oscar Pistorius in trying to, I guess, see if he deserves parole. I think out of everybody, you guys, I think us as South Africans, we can have opinions on whether he should be released or not. But I think honestly, the opinion that matters the most in this case is the opinions and the feelings of the family Reeve. What do the family feel? And I think it's unfortunate that they are not the ones really that make the decision. I believe that they can motivate and express how they feel about him being released early, but they are not the ones that make a decision on whether he should be released. But I do feel like those are the people that should be listened to, really, because those are the people that suffered the most when Reeve was actually killed. But we're going to go through this article again, you guys. If you do not like to go through newspaper articles with me, this is not the video for you. Watch other videos, please. This is from the publication called The South African. The article is written by Megan van der Heever. She wrote this article yesterday on the 9th of September 2022. This article is mostly about the part of what we talk about in this article is what is shown on the documentary. Apparently, there was a meeting that was arranged between Oscar and Reeve's father. It was supposed to be between Oscar and Reeve's father and Reeve's mother, but I guess her mother was not comfortable meeting Oscar, but her father did show up for that meeting. And I believe that this is part of the process that is followed moving towards him applying for a parole. And I'm amazed that actually it sounds like this is the first time that they have actually come face to face and have had a conversation about what happened. But let's go through this article. The title of the article says, "I didn't say I forgive you. Reeve's death details Pistorius' meeting. Okay, it says it was an emotional meeting between Oscar and the father of the woman he murdered, Reeve Steenkamp. According to Barry Steenkamp, there was not a dry eye in the room whilst he engaged with Pistorius as part of the Correctional Service Victim Offender Dialogue back in June. The program forms part of the rehabilitation of offenders who are being considered for parole. It seeks to offer closure for the victim's family and a means for the offender to seek forgiveness. The elderly father of the slain model, by the way, he does look older. I remember back then when the murder took place, then they looked younger than they look now. You know, the father looks really old now. Also, when you're going through something traumatic like that, it can age you significantly. So it says the elderly father who was of a slain model who was shot and killed on Valentine's Day in 2013 shared his touching account in Thursday night's final installment of the Mnet hard-hitting documentary called My Name is River. Guys, if you can watch the documentary, please get it. It sounds very interesting. I'm intrigued. I want to watch it too. It says for the first time, River's father, Barry, has shared details of his difficult and traumatic meeting with Pistorius. While Barry agreed to meet the former Paralympian, currently serving a 13-year and 5-month jail sentence, his wife declined. Like I said, guys, the mother didn't want to meet, and I can understand, guys. It might have happened in 2013, but I'm sure to her, it might as well have been yesterday. And remember, you guys, that Oscar was not just somebody that was not important. He was somebody that was very important for the country, for South Africa, you guys. And that's why this whole thing was so disappointing and so traumatic for a lot of people because he was a Paralympian, South African Paralympian. He had won medals for South Africa, guys. And it says that, but the meeting at the Gqeberha Correctional Facility did not live up to the standards of Reeve's grieving dead. I get that, you guys. Like, I can't imagine what would be the expectation if somebody took the life of somebody that I cared about, took the life of my child. What could they possibly say to me that would satisfy me, that would make me feel like, okay, I am okay, release this person, I don't know. I don't know if anything like that even exists. He said in the document, you arrive there thinking you are going to say this and that, but it doesn't work out that way. It's just sad. It's a sad thing. I asked him certain questions and I expected different answers. He gave me his truth, but I didn't get my truth. That's the thing. I don't even think that a person that took your child's life could say something to you that would really honestly satisfy you. Barry detailed a touching moment when Oscar Pistorius requested to shake his hand after the meeting. He continued, he came in, went on his knees, and he took my hand and shook it. He thanked me and told me how sorry he was and how he can't stop thinking about that moment, Reeve's death. It was a touching moment. I could have said no and left it, but we did not shake hands. But we did shake hands. I didn't say, I forgive you. I just said thank you. Accompanying Barry during the meeting was Steenkamp's family attorney, Tanya Scone. She said of the experience, the feeling in the room was an overwhelming sense of grief and sadness because, on the one hand, we had Barry, the father of River, who had to face his daughter's killer, and on the other hand, Oscar was obviously sad, full of remorse and regret, and also tearful. However, she quickly added of Pistorius, I don't believe Oscar's version and I don't believe he told Barry the truth. That is the thing, you guys, is that I think even the mother has expressed that she allegedly has expressed that she feels like Oscar has not told the truth. That's why she feels like you cannot forgive somebody that has not told the truth. If she felt like he was telling the truth about what happened, then she would be able to forgive him. But how do you forgive somebody that you feel is not really telling the truth? And that is fair. And that is why even the lawyer here is saying that even though he is emotional about it and he's showing that he's sorry about what happened, but they still feel like he's not telling the truth. And whilst Barry ultimately agreed to let the law take its course and Oscar Pistorius' parole petition, his wife, June, it was not forthcoming. Reading out the letter she wrote to Oscar, apparently she had opted to write the letter instead of attending the meeting. Reeve's mother expressed her heartache of how her daughter would never marry, never give birth to a child or complete her law degree because she was studying. You have stolen her life, she added. When asked if she believed Pistorius was remorseful, June claimed, if he's destroyed by what he's done now, that would be a good thing. I don't know if that is the truth. There were so many lies during the court case that he may not have been really remorseful. And although he did not physically attend the victim offender dialogue meeting, June still had a message for Pistorius. She said, I would say to him, give out the truth and you will be forgiven. God will support him if he tells the truth. He's never going to be free until he does that. It is obvious, you guys, that Oscar's mother and the lawyer, even though the father doesn't express that, I assume that he does as well. They do feel like Oscar did not tell the truth, and I think that is the difficulty that they're having in like even attempting to try and forgive. How do you forgive somebody that won't admit and just tell the truth if they believe that it's not the truth, that he hasn't told all of the truth? So he can cry and beg and whatever and tell them about the sleepless nights that he's having because he keeps thinking about the day that River died. But if they're feeling like there's things that he lied about and there's things that he's not telling the truth about or there's things that he's hiding, it's going to be difficult for them to forgive him. I wonder, you guys, like if it's ever gonna get to a point where he tells the truth that they feel he needs to tell, so that he can really just get the complete forgiveness from River's parents, and maybe everybody can get a chance to move on, even though we know for sure that River's family will never really move on, because how do you move on from losing your child like that? Anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to talk about. It looks like this case is rising from the dead because I saw another article where it was saying that someone has allegedly written a book about the whole, you know, the whole case Oscar. So yeah, it looks like recently it's being talked about a lot, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that he has applied for parole, and there's that thing of not knowing whether he's going to get parole or not, and if he does, what does that mean, and has he been punished enough? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegiona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando.